Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is your hand control setup, right? I've been asked so many times what my hand control setup is that I decided to make this video for you all. Now, I'm just going to dive right into it, and I'm going to talk about the grips and the levers. What I'm not going to talk about is, you know, the riser setup and the handlebar setup, because that's just a whole different topic. But in terms of the hand controls, everybody, I find it to be one of the most important parts of your three contacts on your motorcycle. As you know, it's your hands, your butt, and your feet, right? This is the most important, in my opinion, of the three, followed by your seat for obvious reasons, right? Now, let me tell you what grips that I've had. I've had the Avon grips, and I've really liked them in the past. They were just a little bit too thick as I got, you know, as I evolved as a rider, right? But they were good. They were really gripping. As a matter of fact, I have a set there. And then on this one here, on my turbo, I have the Performance Machine ones. They're thinner than the Avon grips, which is why I got them. I haven't had an issue with them at all, to be honest. And here I have the ODI, I want to say they're the Heartluck models. They're like a dirt bike kind of texture, and I'm a fan. I like them just with my bare hands and obviously with my gloves. They're thinner than the Performance Machine ones I have over there, and I just really like these a lot, guys. So I recommend these if you want like a thinner kind of grip to be more in control of, and I haven't had any issues with it. Now, the levers, man, as you know, I'm not a fan of the stock Harley levers or the ones that are just kind of stationary. To each their own. There's a lot of different options out there for everybody, but I prefer the adjustable levers because that kind of reminds me of back of my, that reminds me of when I had my 2007 GSX-R 1000, right? And I just love the flexibility, right? Now, the ones I have here are the Oberon adjustable levers, and I really like them a lot. This is my second set, and I actually have them on my Turbo Roguelite over here, except that's a cable clutch, and this is a hydraulic clutch. And I'm gonna make a separate video on the two on which one I prefer, right? But obviously, this lever here for the hydraulic clutch is not compatible with the one that's a cable clutch, and vice versa. So, but in terms of this one here as the hydraulic clutch, this one right here, guys, it's money, man. I have it adjusted all the way in. The Recluse slave cylinder was added with the BAGGER transmission, and this one here shifts just like my GSX-R 1000. Now, I will say that's not necessarily because of the lever, but because of the adjustability in the lever, I'm able to have more control, if you will, right? And just shift better and shift faster or slower, however I want to shift that day, right? But I really like the adjustability of these. Now, before these, I had the man, what was the brand of them? I can't remember. PM, I don't know, I can't remember them. I'll put which ones they are here in the description below, because man, the brand is just escaping me, but I know what they look like. But anyhow, I really like those, but the problem with those was that like this one here, it just like this, right? You just kind of clip back and forth. And those had like a dial, and the dial protruded out to where it would hit the housing in here when that would come in, right? Now, on the clutch side. Now, these Oberon levers are kind of angled, and that just doesn't have it, even if it did have that, that dial like the other brand. Man, I just can't remember which brands they were. Anyhow, so I took them off of my turbo because I had them on my turbo, and then I got these Oberon ones, and I like them. Now, I will say, like, for example, this is the brake one, right? When I ride, I always ride with at least one finger on my brake lever here. Now, this here, hold on. This here is like the compatible to the stock setup, right? And it's out here. So you can see where my fingers, you know, I can still grab it, but it's kind of out there, right? And this setup here, I have it in here, and I'm dang near to I guess my second knuckle. Look at that difference there, you know? The problem with this, when you have it this far in, is when you bring it in, you hit your other knuckle, but it's enough to brake. So I just back it up one, and that problem is gone. But again, I just like the flexibility of the adjustable levers, right? This is not necessarily a review of these levers, but I like them. I like them a lot, and therefore I like the adjustability of the adjustable levers versus the ones that are just straight. But to each their own. Whatever makes you more comfortable, just stick with that, right? And in terms of the grips, right? Again, I'll go back to the grips. I prefer a grip that is thinner because for me, it just makes it feel more, it makes me feel more in control because it's just thinner. I don't know, it's just a weird thing, but it reminds me of my Gixxer days, right? So, and also, I kind of feel more like in control versus a thicker one because I think because if it's thicker, my hands are just a little further from the lever here. And sometimes, you know, I just don't like it. So whatever makes you comfortable as a rider, whether it's this or this setup over here or the adjustability comes out here, you do it, guys, because you're riding it and it's your ride and you ride your ride no matter what anybody tells you, okay? Now, let me see. What else do I want to cover in terms of this? Because I wanted to make this video for you guys. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. In terms of the ergonomics of it, you want to make sure that it's aligned with your body, right? So for example, this right here is how your hand should be, right? And then you have the grip here, and then you curve, and then you have for your signal lights or whatever you have over here, right? So here, this is how you want your motorcycle, your setup to be. If you have the bar here and the grip here, and you have this, and you're doing this right off the top of the bat, that's not a good setup, everybody. Now, if you're like this, where you're kind of like over the grip, and then your your levers are kind of like, you know, down here, like down here, you're having to do this. Well, that's not a good setup. So, however you have your bar set up and your riser set up, or your riser set up, you want to have this as straight as possible. This is why this is like this, because when I sit down, or yeah, when I'm sitting down and I just extend out here, for me, I keep it straight, you know, so yeah, man. So that's what I'm going to cover with the ergonomics. And in terms of adjusting that, well, you just loosening up these 3 bolts here, you adjust it, and that's pretty much it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, man. So, but that's it for today's video. I covered a very basic item, but I think it's a topic that has been overlooked. And I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. So until the next video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're wondering what video this is a video that I filmed back in April of this year, 2023, and that's when I hosted the first ever 2147 Crew Texas 1,000 mile saddle sore challenge, of which 13 strangers showed up and 12 finished, and none of us had ridden with each other before, so we decided just to ride 1,000 miles together. So that was pretty cool. But that route was from here, to Dallas, to San Angelo, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, down to Corpus Christi over in the coast, and then back up here to Houston. And we did that in about 18 hours and, I don't know, 43 minutes. And we had our breaks and we ate and everything, so it was pretty cool. But nobody's bike broke down or anything, and it was one for the book. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and check it out. Until then, y'all be good, ride safe, and you know, enjoy the holidays. Peace.